him wanting to win. Just look at his reaction after he misses this net shot. Ah, he's so annoyed. One's in the second. It's gone. The big problem that Chen has, Jill, is that he knows he's got to be absolutely perfect to the lines, and he just overcooked that one. He was in control, he got to the shot, just needed a little bit extra, and of course it's so fine, the difference between a great shot and rubbish. That's gone as well. Same story.
Yeah, and of course Chen has got to be very careful from this near side of the court as we look down, because of the drift in this arena, and the shuttle is flying a little bit faster. Seen a number of times shuttle going out that far side.
Well, I saw P Hongyan. She had a pretty disappointing second game yesterday, Xi Jinping, and she said, you know, I just couldn't work out the speed. It was so difficult. It was so breezy from this end. And it's a major problem. I mean, the shuttle is going to get influenced by that. It's 2-3. Yet, that said, most of the games have been won from this end. Most of the games that we've covered, anyway.
Yeah.
But certainly, some of the points that we see, they have to change their strategy. They can't just lift and hope. It's 2-3. Some big moments here for Chen Jin. No, superb. He caressed that shuttle. Absolutely caressed it. Look at the way he cut across it, Jill.
Yeah, it was such deception, brushing across the feathers. But what was interesting in that rally, the first opportunity that Lin Dan actually had to dictate the pace or go for a winning shot instead of having to react to what Chen Jin was doing, he plays a winner. And in contrast, the number of times Chen Jin is trying to hit winners, but they just keep coming back. And I think that's one of the major differences in the styles between these two players. Styles and ability.
Yeah. It's in. Yeah, he knew he'd made the error when it got past his waist. It's 3-4. It's not charity, but yeah. It was over. Chen Jin's shot was magnificent there. He had no room to work in. Look at that. Oh, wonderful.
That's what you call perfection.
Couple like that, and put a bit of pressure on Lin Dan. He's got such an exuberant personality. He loves to be top of the tree. Pressure is what we're looking for now, and oh, lucky 5-4. Chen Jin slaps the floor in frustration.
Shuttle really deflected by the net cord there, changing direction.
Was that changing direction? I always get into trouble for playing with people's names, but sorry about that, Joe. That is coming him off the breeze. Oh, yes. Wonderful. You know, he read the breeze beautifully there as well. It looked as if it might go marginally out, but Lin Dan knew he had to play it and then finished up with an absolute cracking backhand. Beautiful stuff for 5-all. Well, I don't mind telling people here, Jill, that you've actually written a little note there to say that Chen Jin will win. Oh, now that's a bold statement. How dare you do that? That's how you dare, because you know that Chen Jin's ability, stickability, 80 minutes is nothing for him. And if he just hangs in here and wins his second game, I don't think I could argue with you.
They're both very, very fit athletes. There's no question about that. But to be honest, the number of unforced errors, such as that one from Lin Dan, is very, very uncharacteristic.
It's in. It's a fantastic lift. It's a very poor judgment from Lin Dan. And again, he's just gone into a little dip. He's like a surfer, getting back through the surf again. Once he's riding high, coming to shore, everybody just absolutely is mesmerized by his skills. But coming back through the waves again, he finds life a little bit tougher. 6-8. Chen Chin can't afford to blow this. He has. But that was a real poor option, Jill. I'm afraid he was in that. He was in control of the rally. Okay, it was a great drop shot, but so frustrating. Really poor shot, that. I mean, how many times would he get that shot to ground?
Yeah, well, certainly in the opening game there was no question. Lin Dan was controlling the front of the court, controlling the net play, and when a player is doing that, as soon as you start taking, as an opponent, as soon as you're forced to take the shuttle low, you certainly don't try and play back to the net. The one thing you've got to do is lift it to the back of the court, because you know your opponent has dominated from the front in the opening game.
The annoying thing about that is he'd done it perfectly for the majority of the shots. Bye-bye, that's good, that's 9-7. You know, he's upping the tempo a little bit, and he's trying to put a bit of pressure on. He's chasing around quicker with the movement of his feet, you saw that. And then, well, there was no doubt who was going to win the final moment. 9-7, and this is shaping up to be a real duel in this men's singles here in Hyderabad. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, it was a well-constructed rally that time from Lin Dan. Pushed Chen Jin deep into his forehand corner before bringing him forward to that backhand net, which Chen Jin then made the mistake on. I have to say, I'd like to see Lin Dan up the tempo and play the sort of quality of badminton that he was playing in the opening game. He just seems to have relaxed a little too much or gone off the boil, and that has allowed Chen Jin back into this.
It's 9-all in the second. Lin Dan took the first, 21-18. That's a great shot. It was not quite deep enough from the net, lined up there. And for all you youngsters, watch the way that, well, we won't see it there again, but the way he sets himself and the non-striking arm. sights it. It goes high, Jill, doesn't it? You can't play a shot like that and keep both arms or one arm ready to strike. You've got to get the balance, and the balance will come out of the left, obviously the right-hander, the left arm being raised and creating that perfect position. We'll have a look at it in a minute. Even Lin Dan does it right there. You see the way that he's left-handed, but his right arm comes up high, takes the sight and the poise in his body, trying to create balance. It's all about feeling in as good a position as possible as you play the shot. And of course, you've got time when it comes to the baseline. Tens. Great drop. They go to the break. It's 11-10. A little shake of the head by my co-commentator Gillian Clark, and I think she's got something to say.
Yes, well, in my opinion, Lin Dan needs to really up the pace here. I mean, he's got the chance of making badminton history, and he's not showing to me the determination or the want, the real need that most athletes show, not in this second game. Now, you know, it may be that his strategy is just to try and wear down his opponent. I'd find that very odd if that's what he's trying to do, because I think Chen is probably one of the fittest athletes as far as stamina is concerned in world badminton. And therefore I just don't understand why Lin Dan isn't using his real qualities, which is upping the pace and injecting pace of movement and pace of shot into his play.
And trying to finish it off a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
Another example there. He's just content to keep, and the lift is actually a defensive shot, isn't it? 12-10. Again, the non-racket holding arm comes into play brilliantly with that drop shot. It all adds to the deception, the way in which you set your body for the strike. That's gone. Way gone. Gee whiz. Chen Jim wants the shuttle changed. He can't believe. Does he? Well, it's still there. 11-12. That's gone. Look, using the backcourt clears, really, just to stay in the rally. It's a strange one here, and as you say, that's not what we normally associate with Lin Dan.
No, that's right, and it's you know, obviously these two players play and train together on a daily basis, probably twice or three times a day, so they know each other's styles inside out. But, you know, when I compare it to the two semi-finals that we witnessed yesterday, you know, the fact that they are using the clears and keeping each other to the back of the court says to me that there's no sort of urgency about the style of play. And we are, after all, talking about a World Championship final. And of course, two players from the same nation, the crowd doesn't get involved in the same way. Two Chinese players. It is actually only the second time in World Championship history that there's been two Chinese men's singles finalists. So China is guaranteed of winning the men's singles title for the 9th time in the 15 World Championships in which they've competed. So there's been a huge amount of Chinese success. But, you know, obviously, as far as the crowd is concerned, it's a little bit flat, but I'd like to see, you know, I'm just feeling that I'd like to see something more like that.
Yep.
The urgency of changing, suddenly saying, right, I'm going to end this rally. You know, the early stages of this second game, I feel that the players